welcome back to LosFirstGen. This is episode number 24.
A Kobe episode.
Say that again. I am Thalia, and this is
Aaron. We're here.
We're here with another
We
motherfucking
out
week.
here. Another week, another episode, another dollar.
Guys, this is the earliest we've ever done an episode ever, I think. Am I right?
Oh shit, yeah, it is fucking early.
We have to get going. So we got to get started on this podcast. We have plans today. How was our week this week? I'm trying to think.
Miserable.
Damn. That's dark.
I felt like shit all week. I feel like shit right now.
You need to go to the doctor.
I still have that lingering headache, hence my
Hydration.
from guava flavor from
Taste salud.
Taste Salud. That one. It's pretty good.
We worked all week. We took the kids out for a walk. We went hiking 2 days.
We did go hiking today.
But other than that, pretty uneventful. This week was slower, which I feel like anytime there's like a slow week, that means that next week is a busy week. So next week is busy for both of us.
Next week on Friday is also Flag Day.
The fuck is that?
I don't know.
The fuck?
But it's on my calendar.
And today we didn't really set up drinks or anything. I just grabbed the LaCroix. I was drinking it while I was getting ready, so I just continued that. And then Babe just had his hydration, and we were like, we didn't get this shit started.
The superior man is modest in his speech, but exceeds in his actions.
Ooh, I like that one.
Right?
So yeah, talk is cheap, you guys. If you say you're gonna do something, then do it. Because if you just say you're gonna do it and then never do it, it makes you look like you don't follow through.
Like a pickle.
Like a pickle?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Like, it's just there. Doesn't do anything.
I mean, it goes in my mouth. So it does something. I love pickles. Real pickles. What are you talking about? You're nasty. Ew, stop. Okay, so it's called the box theory. Have you ever heard it?
The box theory. Sounds familiar, but
it's
no.
like a theory that for men, basically what it is when you meet a girl for the first time, you categorize her. So you already know if you want more, or if like that's like you've met her, you already decided immediately. Like if you want more, or if that's it. Like you met her, she's like friend zoned immediately. She's not your type. Immediately you're like categorizing her. Is that true, you think?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So like you can't talk to a girl and it changed your mind. You can't.
I don't. It's never happened to me
like
where it changed.
Okay, so that's like a very man thing that has been like on TikTok trending. Because with women, it's not like that. With women, we can evolve. We can be like, oh, he's maybe not like a 10, but the way that he carries himself and everything that he does makes him a 10. So he maybe started like an 8, but now he's a 10, and now he's like worthy of my time. Like we give chances, and it's not the same for the other way.
But y'all are very like relationship based, or very like, oh, I see a future with him.
I mean, a lot of women, right? But I don't think every woman is the same.
Yeah, that's true.
Just like every man, maybe not every man categorizes, but it seems like it's a thing. That's crazy, isn't it?
It's pretty common, I thought.
I didn't really think about it. Like, I didn't think...
I mean, back then, like, you would just see a girl and be like, oh, she looks like a good time. Or, she looks like my future wife. Or, oh, she's a good friend.
Yeah, but I think whenever we were dating, we weren't like looking... We weren't dating to marry at our age.
But I was working on it.
For example, I mean, when we first met, remember in high school, we were like 16 years old. I wasn't thinking
16.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking about who I was going to marry, you know? And neither were you.
No, right.
And then years passed, and then we reunited at 18 years old. And even then, I don't think I was like already looking to find someone to get married. It just became that.
Right. Yeah, no. So back then, or when you're at that age, you see it a little bit differently. You're like, oh, I could see us being in a relationship together. Or, nah, definitely not a relationship.
Okay, so that I guess that's where we'll put it, right? Because for the box theory, it's like back in the day when you're younger, obviously you see it that way. Like you categorize women. You're like, I don't see this going any further. Like this is it. But what is it that makes? Is it like they're just not physically attractive? Is that how you categorize it?
That's a big one. I think you also see the way someone carries themselves, and that has the biggest weight, I think, to me. Other guys can have other box criterias.
Because some women say that if a man doesn't find us attractive to them, like a 10, like if we're not a 10 to them, they don't even bother. Like they're just like, oh, moving on. Like they won't even say she's like a 6. They don't even try to even like have a conversation. Say you see a girl at a bar or something and say she comes up to you and she's like a 6, you know? She's like, she's decent. She's average, a little bit above average, but she's not what you consider a 10. You won't even give her the time of the day. You're just like, bye. So you do think that men are like that.
Men are definitely shallow. Men definitely are what do you call those? Men do be punching above the belt.
Yeah, they're like, oh, I want that, but then
they shoot up.
They shoot up, but then they really want a 10, but they're like a fucking 4.
Yeah, like I'm a 4, and
you're not a 4. Shut
I'm
up.
like a 14.
Yes, 14. I think it's funny though whenever they find a girl who is the same way, and then they're like, bruh, she's shallow, like she doesn't even care, and it's like, bruh, y'all are like that though. Like when a woman's like that, because I know a few girls who are like that. They're very like, they're like men basically. They want what they want, and they're not gonna budge.
Yeah.
And that's how men are. But when men see that, they're like, oh fuck no, like this bitch, like she thinks she's all that and shit. But men can do that.
I mean, I don't see it that way. However, I think when women get a bad rap is whenever you see them posting like, oh, I can't find me a good guy or whatever, and then there's like 1,000 good guys lined up, but they're not given a chance, and that's when they talk shit, I think.
Yeah, but I think it's...
I see a lot of those memes.
But I think it's weird when women do that. Because...
Well, like, what do you mean? Like...
What do I mean by what?
You said you know people that are...
Well, yeah, but I know that they're not now in relationships, so they got what they wanted.
Yeah, but, por ejemplo, what did they want?
They wanted, like, a physical feature. Like, this is what they want, and they're not going to budge. Like, they want an attractive man that's tall and, like, things that tick outside. You know how men are looking at the outside? Because that's what we said. That's what men look at first, is the outside. And with a woman, yeah, she looks at the outside and she's like, okay, but then she gives them a chance. The other way around doesn't happen. Does that make sense? Like a man doesn't give a woman a chance, but a woman will give a man a chance. These things are always like, oh, men are like this and women are like this, but it's not a like, how do you say it? Like it's not across the board. Obviously, you're gonna find those people who are not like that. But when people don't meet these norms, then people are like, why? What's going on? And that's what I was talking about. The women that I know wanted a certain thing, so if anything that wasn't their attractive met their attractive, they're like, no, I don't want to talk to you, I don't want your number, I don't want anything.
So it's like attraction.
Yeah, attraction.
That was their...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're shallow piece of shits. I'm just kidding.
See, that's what I'm saying.
No, like I think it's fine. Like I don't think it's a crime to set your own standards.
Yeah, because I feel like when I was younger, I would like, that wasn't the only thing. Like I would talk to people that maybe weren't a 10, but then they had like they were funny, or they like did other things, you know?
Yeah. So you had other boyfriends?
Yeah.
That's what you're saying?
Well, not boyfriends.
Oh, okay.
Well, I did have one other boyfriend.
Okay.
But I had other like things.
I didn't know you had other boyfriends.
Shut up.
I don't know.
Shut up.
Damn, just men are shallow. I just threw men under the bus.
Basically. And again, this isn't like, I feel like people have this thing, right, where it's like across the board, like there's no variances, but there are variances. People will fall out of that and vice versa. But I feel like if, I don't know why, I feel like if a man dates someone who is under his league or whatever he wants for a wife, because this is now, and it's like looks, like that's what he's looking for, and he dates under, like, I don't know, I feel like no matter what, some of them will be stuck on that, looking for more, and so they'll never be satisfied in their relationship, and they'll never like pull that next step, like they'll never get engaged because they're hoping something like comes and is better, which is I think can be fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
I think men are definitely shallow, pero they also take in their personality. And I think both, maybe they're not equal weights. Like maybe initial entry is attractiveness, right? And then they'll be like, all right, let me talk to her. And if she's like doesn't pass on personality, then it doesn't matter how attractive you are. It's just gone.
Well, see, some people are saying that's not the thing. Like, if they're super attractive and their personality is kind of like, they'll still fuck with them.
I know there's men out there like that. Yeah, that's gross.
It's weird, no?
That's fucking gross.
Not gross, though.
No, gross. Yeah, that's gross.
Not gross, because at the end of the day, they're like, oh, she's super hot. But at the end of the day, also, that hotness is going to fade.
Yeah.
So now you're going to be stuck with, what if they're really boring? Now you're going to be stuck with a really boring person, like drinking coffee when you're 70 years old on your patio, and you're going to be like, damn, this person's really boring and she's not hot anymore.
I remember seeing this meme a long time ago where it's this girl, a woman, and she's heavily inflated.
Chichis?
She's had
Chichona?
extensive work.
Where? Chichis and butt?
Everywhere. Like, exagerado, like gross.
Dang.
I don't find that
watching?
attractive. I don't find that attractive. I don't like that. I would never want you to get that. And if you did, that's fine. You do you. But I'd rather you didn't. Anyway.
You mean heavily?
Heavily,
like more than a date.
Like gross,
okay. Okay, so what about that?
Anyway, the meme said, if she cheated on me, I'm apologizing to her. And I think y'all is dumb. Some
men like that exist.
Y'all tripping.
That's crazy. I need to see this picture though. I want to see if I agree with you, if she was heavily worked on. Because, okay, guys, I believe that everybody can do whatever they want to their body, but a veces too much, right? And I'm like, are you still like healthy? Like, are you okay? Because I don't know what those things do to you, like surgeries. Like, if you do it too much, are you gonna be okay?
They look like like when they get butt work done. And they look like a fucking, what is that called from Starbucks? That lollipop thing, the cake pop.
They look like a cake pop.
They look like a cake pop.
Ay, pobrecitas. Not all of them though. Some of them have natural work done. Like, I would like to get my boobs done, but not crazy like that either. But I'm scared, you guys. I think that's the only reason why I haven't really pushed for it too much, because I'm like scared.
Well, you also said you would consider it after
a child.
Yeah,
because I always hear people say,
after you breed.
Don't do it until you have a kid, because se te van a aplastar and I don't know what.
Allah.
Basically, they'll like drop in stuff and they won't look as good. And so then you have to go and get them redone. So it's like, you might as well just wait. So that's another reason. But I also don't want to be like 6 years old and like toda chichona.
60?
And
why
like,
not?
My boobs are all like perfect, but I'm all wrinkled. I'd probably take them out at that point. But why not? You said stupid. I'm like, young boobs. Men can be shallow. Women can too.
They can all be shallow. What's most important is you have self-respect and you don't lose yourself.
Yeah, like I can't believe some men will be okay with a woman cheating just because she's like fine.
Yeah, it's dumb.
And hopefully you ladies are not sticking around for that. Because I know most often it's men that cheat.
Fucking man.
Women stick around. And it's so sad. So sad.
Women cheat too, though.
Oh, yeah.
And men stick around. And that's so sad. I've seen it firsthand. So sad.
So sad. How do we keep our relationship alive after being together for so fucking long? Like this long? Basically, me and this dude, I forgot his name. We've been together.
Damn.
Just kidding. Me and Babe, we've been together for 12 years. We're going on 13 very soon. Our anniversary.
I thought we were together in 22.
22 years?
It's not 22.
No. That means that we got together at like 10 years old. That's weird. Okay. So we've been together for 12 years, going on 13 years, and we've been married for 7 years, going on 8 years.
12, is that right?
Yeah, we're going on 13 though. I feel like 13 sounds like a really bad number though.
Yeah, we can just skip. Instead of 13, we'll just say 14.
No. Do you want to start? Like, how do you think, what is one thing
how do you keep it alive?
Yeah, one thing. And don't be like, oh, what was that thing you said on our RV one? Convenience or whatever. Like, don't be so broad, be specific.
Love.
Yeah, that's it.
Connection.
Do you want to start or you want me to start with one?
Go ahead.
Okay. So you have to continue to date each other. That is a big thing. We haven't done a date in a while. Hello? What?
I thought these were our dates.
I guess they are dates. That's cute. Okay.
Damn.
Yeah, but you know what I mean, right?
¿Qué más quieres?
Go do something. Dates is a big one. I know it's hard whenever you have kids and everything, but you have to continue to date each other because at the end of the day, obviously we don't have experience with children, but I know damn well that I've heard this a lot, and it is someday your kids are going to grow up and they're going to leave and you're going to be stuck with your significant other if you stayed in the relationship, right? Say you like neglected each other all those years, which if you neglected each other all those years, most likely something's already wrong and you probably won't want to be together after the kids leave. If like the kids were the only thing keeping you together, most likely it's gonna end right after they leave.
Right? Like, imagine getting together and then just being like, I really just want to have kids with you. I don't really fucks with you like that, but I'd like to raise kids with you.
I don't think that's how they go into it.
I know, but like that's just, it sounds lame.
Yeah. So you have to continue to date each other. It's simple, you guys. It's not like you have to take him or her to, what is it, a Brazilian steakhouse every week or whatever it can be. You go do a hike. Those are free. You go do free things if that's what you can afford. There's a lot of free things that you can do. You go do new things, like go to a museum you haven't been to. You go bowling if you've never been, or if you like doing that. You go to golf, like any little thing that you think both of you will enjoy.
Yeah, I think free shit holds a lot of value.
Not free shit, but things that are free to do.
Yeah, things that are free to do hold a lot of weight.
Why?
And I say that because if you cannot go do free stuff and enjoy it and have fun, then how are you gonna go and enjoy stuff that's paid or that costs money? Yeah, like if you guys can't enjoy yourselves and have a good time unless it costs money, then that's a bad sign. I think you should be able to enjoy you and your partner's time doing free shit or shit that don't cost money.
Yeah, that's true. Or it costs very little money.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to like a state park or something to go hiking and it costs you like, I don't know what it is, that
$10.
Yeah. Like if you can't enjoy that. And obviously I don't know, maybe we're speaking to the wrong people. Maybe if somebody's watching this and they're not like active and they don't like hiking.
Oh, well,
what other free stuff are there that's not active? Oh, like watching a movie at home, but I guess that's Netflix and chilling. And that's not very like, okay guys, maybe we can get into this because I feel like when you watch a movie, if you're not watching a movie like me and Babe are watching a movie, then you're not actually like on a date. Because whenever me and Babe watch a movie, we be talking through this movie. We're like, what the fuck? Did you see that? Or like we'll talk through the movie. Unless we're not really enjoying it because you chose it or I chose it and we're not like in it. But there's times where we're like really in it. We're like, what the fuck? Like, yes, like when we were watching the Dalmatians movie, we were like in it.
Oh, Cruella.
Yeah, Cruella.
Yeah, that's such a good movie. I liked it.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Continue to show your value as if you were trying to win her over in the first place. Does that make sense? Because like when you're trying to win a girl over, you're like, oh, let me show her my value by showing her that I drive really well. Or that
I don't drive well. Does that devalue me?
or that I'm responsible.
How would I show my value to you?
So, por ejemplo, you cook for us, you wash dishes, you do chores here and there, and me, I do chores here and there. I try and take care of our landscaping.
Or the manly things.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Our cars and stuff like that.
When I have a day off for some reason, I take over washing the dishes. You don't ask me to. I just do it out of like a gesture, like, oh, I'm off today. Let me take this off your hands.
Or you'll do something else. If you're not able to get to the dishes, maybe it's because you cut the grass or you did something. And honestly, this is like things we're telling you to do, but these are things that we also have to work on, right? Because sometimes we neglect those things and then we're like, oh shit, we gotta like get it together. I'm saying like individually, like I'm not telling you like you need to get it together. You just know, right? I mean, there's times that I tell them you need to get it together, but there's times where you're just like, oh, maybe I should do this thing, like yourself, right? And same with me. Like, say I haven't had a good week and I'm like, bro, I really don't want to fucking wash the dishes. And they've been sitting there and I'm like, I just need to fucking do it because the kitchen looks disgusting.
They've been sitting for how long?
Say 2 days.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I let them go.
I was just going to say, it sounded like you said they've been sitting there all week. And I was like, bro.
Ooh, all stinky.
That's...
Yeah. Like right now the dish está lleno, but it's literally from today because I washed dishes yesterday. And it's because I cooked. So it's like a whole thing. But yeah, you have to
like you cook and I barbecue.
Yeah. And also we try to like cook for each other, but we also don't do it every day, you guys. No. So if you cannot do it every day, that's okay. You just have to be able to have that communication, right?
You can't expect that. Imagine.
I wish I could cook every day. And like a new recipe, I would love that.
I cooked some thin ribeye on the grill this week.
Dude, it was so fucking
Pretty
good.
good.
Show your value, I guess is how you put it. For me is another way that I like to show my value, but not really, is I like to get dressed up because I know that he sees it. And I get dressed up. We don't even go anywhere. Like on podcast day, I don't have to get ready. Like I could just go and like wear my everyday stuff.
Like me.
I'm wearing my shirt, though.
Adidas shorts and a shirt that I got from Coda.
Yeah, and honestly, like the getting dressed up is for me as well. It's not always for him, but sometimes I'm like, ooh, I want to get ready, and I think about it, and I'm like, because I want him to still like find me attractive and like not see me in my Adam Sandler outfit like all week, you know? Even throughout the week, I'll like dress cute with cute stuff for work.
Yeah, like you look really nice, and I really appreciate that about you.
What? Right now?
Yeah, you look nice.
Oh, I thought you were saying in general. Another one is sex. So I think sex is very important. It's like a thing that we joke about, right? Like we're like, oh, you have to have sex, but you really feel like sex is a big thing, no? In a relationship?
I think so.
And with sex, I feel that once you've been together for so long, it can be like a repetitive thing. Like you're like, okay, this is the same thing all the time. So you have to like try new things sometimes. And by trying new things is that like there's games out there. There's obviously like if there's a move that you don't normally do, but you trying to get spicy like
cartwheels and shit.
Yeah. So I think sex is very important, and there are going to be times, you guys, that things happen. There will be maybe say like there's a week that goes by and maybe nothing's happened. You're like, hello, you still fuck with me?
Is anyone there?
Does that thing still work?
Hello.
And it's also like mental health is important, right? Like if I'm having like a really bad time, like I'm struggling through anxiety, depression and shit, he will never force me to do anything. And obviously I would never
gross.
And I would never force him to do anything, but he's happy all the time. Let me just tell you.
Okay.
I mean, I'm telling them that you're ready all the time.
Oh.
I think it's more with, I don't know if it's like a woman thing. I don't think it's all women, but I feel like women struggle with it more, right? Because we have a fucking period. And so when our period is coming, either we're like super fucking moody and we don't want to be fucking touched because we're shedding our uterus lining. Like literally it's shedding coming out of us. And so in that week or whatever, we're like not having it. And then after that, we're like, what's up? What's good? What's popping? And I think it's important for men to understand that. But it's also important for us women to understand that how men were created, because men are, what do you even call it? Tantos horneados all the time for the most part.
Somos perros.
Son perros.
Pinches perros calientuderos.
Yeah, and so if you're struggling with something, you have to be able to talk to your man or woman and be like, hey, like I know we haven't consummated in a while or whatever. And you have to explain, like, what's going on because...
Consummated? Is that the word?
Consummate is when, like, you just got married and you consummated your relationship, your marriage or whatever. But you haven't, like, done it, you know, or done anything sexual. You have to be able to communicate that information to your partner. Like, what's going on? I'm just saying, men are dogs. And you don't give them a little bit and they start looking somewhere else.
We hungry.
But it's also like a conversation that a man should be able to have with a woman. Right?
How does a man say that to a woman?
Like you have to be able to feel comfortable. Like, hey, babe.
Hey, so I've noticed like we haven't fucked in like 3 months.
Like
what's going on?
Damn, 3 months? That's crazy.
No, I'm just. Oh yeah, that's crazy.
I don't think you should ever let it get that bad.
That's crazy.
But I do hear that when you have a baby, like I don't know how long.
That's understandable.
Yeah. Well, see, things like that, like men should be able to understand, like it's gonna be a while till we're able to do this. But in regular life, if you're just going through like a woman's going through depression or something like that, like you have to be able to, men have to be able to understand that, but women also have to be able to communicate that, because sometimes it's easy for us to be like, God, he just wants to fuck and he doesn't understand what I'm going through, but they cannot read our minds, and that's honestly something that I've had to learn, because
we cannot.
I'm like, bruh, like what don't you understand? And he's like, bruh, you didn't say anything. And I'm like, that's true. After I think about it, I'm like, oh yeah, that's true. I thought he was like in here. So yeah, but sex is important, and it is important to the both of you, because I also, like, if we haven't done it in a while, like I also feel like a little disconnected. Like I'm like, I feel like I need
like you have to plug in sometimes, you know.
Yeah, we need to charge. I do feel like a little disconnected, right? Like once you've like had sex or whatever, like afterwards, don't you feel like more connected?
Yeah, I feel like.
What is that? Oh my god. And we can't point it out from having a child perspective, because we don't have children, so I'm sure it'll be harder if we have kids.
Just because you caught the big kahuna, the fish, the Moby Dick. Oh, I don't mean
Moby Dick.
No, I meant like you went after her and you got her, and then you got to keep trying. Another one of those things is like continue to take care of yourself.
Oh yeah.
Just because you're in the relationship and you got her now, it doesn't mean that you can't lose her.
Yeah.
You know? And
vice versa,
yeah. You can't lose yourself either. Like you gotta take care of yourself still. Either continue your physical fitness habits or pick up new ones.
Yeah, I think that's important. I think it's important. Obviously, it's important to your own health, right? Like you want to feel good or whatever. But I think it's, for me, it's like whenever I don't feel good, like I feel like I'm gaining weight and stuff, then I don't feel like very sexual. Like I don't feel sexy. And so then it becomes like this thing in my head. Like I still will continue to like, we will still continue to have sex, but I'm in my head sometimes because I'm like, bro, I probably look super fat right now. And like, you know, and it's important for us to take care of ourselves as well. And also like just a simple thing like shaving your legs. Sometimes I won't shave my legs for a week or two, and I'm like, bro, that's nasty. Like I need to shave my legs like that. I feel like that's not sexy, you know? And that's me taking care of myself, but also for him to like still be into me. Because imagine I just let my hair grow for a whole year of my legs and my everywhere, For a whole year, he's gonna be like, damn, this bitch don't fuck with me no more.
It's
or
like
what?
false advertisement, right? Like we're dating and your legs were always shaved, and then we're married and now you have leg hair like me.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, damn, bitch, what the fuck?
Or my mustache is all long and I have a beard. My nose hairs are down here.
You see people in relationships and they break up and then they hit the gym.
Yeah, they get
they
this
get
newfound.
fit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why couldn't you do that during the relationship if that was the issue? Or maybe they stopped fucking with you because you stopped trying and then you try after.
Yeah, but it's crazy because usually when you are in a relationship, I feel like you both are like in the same place. Like if you're both like unhealthy habits and unhealthy, for the most part, at least us, when we've been like in our bad times, we've both gained weight at the same time. And then when we're like getting better, we're like both losing weight together. Like it's always a together thing. But I don't think every relationship is like that. Maybe it's just us. I feel like you do see those people that maybe one of them goes to the gym and not the other. I don't know of any of them because we don't really have a lot of friends like
It's
that.
possible.
Letting yourself go is not good for you, most importantly, because you come first. But it's also like it's reasonable that your partner is gonna be like, girl, what's going on? What's happening? Is this gonna be how you look forever? And it might not even be a look thing. It might not be like, oh my God, they see you and they think you're like so fat and they don't find you attractive. It might be like, oh my God, like that's unhealthy, you know? What if something happens to you? Like you're worried about them, if anything.
Yeah. Gotta take care of yourself. Even if you don't go to the gym, at least, you know, pick up some healthy habits here and there.
Yeah. You don't have to go to the gym. You can walk. You don't have
Just
to
eat better.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing is always eating anyways.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to do all that. But it's nice.
Yeah. My knees be suffering because I'm not as active as I want to be.
Yeah, my knees have been hurting.
Just today, I fucking got up a little bit too fast and I felt a shock in my fucking knee.
That's probably how my knees hurt all the time.
Stupid. Stupid knees.
One for me is be respectful to each other. So where it matters, because me and him are very disrespectful to each other. Like I'll be like, shut up, or like we'll talk to each other like that. But I said be respectful where it matters. So like whenever we're out in public in frente de su familia or in front of my family, know what you can say in front of them. Don't be like talking, like if you're in a fight or something, like don't talk in front of them about it. You know what I mean? Like if it's like this big fight and like you're trying to like get your mom on your side, like, see, I don't me hizo esto. Like, what do you think about that? Like earlier we went for a hike and I told my mom, I was like, me and Aaron got in a fight because of me. But I was telling her because of me. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't something that I was disrespecting
I was
him.
throwing air punches.
And by be respectful also, like if you're out in public, like you should be having each other's back. So where it matters, right? Like if somebody's like talking mad shit about Aaron, I'll be like, wait, hold up. Like instead of being like, yeah, like, see, like he's like that or something, like I have to have your back because I'm your number one. Because we're Mexican at the end of the day, y nos llevamos, and we're always like talking shit about each other.
Sí, nos llevamos.
Nos llevamos.
Muy bien, muy mal,
Nos
muy
llevamos.
sensual.
But there's like a line, right? Where like it's like a line that you know you shouldn't cross. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
In that falls like checking people out. I think this has been a big thing for me and Aaron. Like how
I
like,
used to check people out.
No. how men and women are together and they're like, I don't give a fuck if he looks at another girl or vice versa, right? And I'm like, I give a fuck because he's looking at another woman in front of me, like next to me, but he has wandering eyes. Like I think that's very disrespectful. And I think vice versa, no? Like say we're at the gym and we're like working out and I'm just like looking at a man like lifting something. What did you think?
He can't lift more than me. This shit. The fuck? I'm gonna go sit next to him and be like, what's up, bro? What we doing?
Yeah, but does that make sense?
Yeah,
like,
yeah, that makes sense.
Just like checking them out. They have no shirt or something. And I'm just like, as my partners right
They
here.
have no shirt?
Yeah, I'm just trying to give
What the hell?
like a horrible example.
I'm gonna ask him to put his shirt on.
No, but you should be getting that at me.
I'm joking. No, yeah. I agree.
I think it's respect.
I agree. And it's also give and take, you know? Just your example, I'd feel some type of way. I'd be like, oh, fuck me.
Yeah.
And same for her.
And it's like a respect thing, but it's also a thing like, I'm not looking. I'm happily married. So if I feel, and this is like obviously our dynamic because other relationships are very open or whatever. That's your prerogative. But with him, like, I don't think we're open like that where we can be like, look at a girl and be like, oh, she's hot, right? And I could be okay with him being like, oh, yeah. And vice versa. Like you being, or me being like, oh, look at that dude. He's hot, right? And then you're like, oh, yeah, that's okay. Like, we're not like that. There's some relationships out there that are like that, which, whatever, that's your shit. But with me, if that, like, I don't think we will ever get to that place. It's not the way that we are. I can look at a girl and be like, oh, she's very pretty.
Well, if you can, then so can I.
Shut the fuck up. I can look at a girl and be like, oh, she's pretty. And sometimes I will tell you that when I was younger, I was very insecure. And I still have my insecurities, like, huge, right? That's something I'm working on. But I think that when I was younger, I was very insecure about myself. And so I thought that he was doing something when he wasn't. And it was just all in my head. Like, I was very insecure. And maybe vice versa. I think you were a little insecure in the beginning of our relationship. And it was maybe insecurities that I caused. But that was the beginning of our relationship. And I think that we've grown from that.
Yeah. I feel like, can't explain it. I feel like I don't see people. I feel like they're just like blobs walking.
Yeah, like they're there, but you're not looking like...
Yeah, I'm not like 2, 4,
yeah,
7,
like we're not...
9. I'm not like...
And I think that's because of where we are in our relationship. Because we don't have a reason to look. Like, I don't know. I feel like if I wanted to look, I'm looking now because I'm like, kind of like exiting. You know what I mean? Like, I'm looking for
You're like trying else. To see what's out there.
Yeah. That's what I think. Because I'm looking for what's better, what's next. Because when I was younger, I'd be like looking at everyone.
Wow.
Before you.
You would look at people before me?
Yeah. Even when I was in my high school, relationship, I was always looking.
Wow.
Always looking like this.
What high school relationship? My high school relationship?
No.
We weren't together in high school?
We were together for like a week.
Oh, shit. It was a good week.
But yeah, so that's just our way of seeing things, right?
I think the best way I can describe it is you viewing traffic the way you view traffic versus me. I see traffic and I see like, ooh, nice fucking car. But I see it the way you see it in people.
In people, yeah.
Yeah.
I think trust is a big thing. It's a very big thing. Obviously, I think that how do you keep your relationship alive, right? Trust is a huge thing, but I think that's obviously built at the very beginning of your relationship. And if you haven't built it, like if you have no trust and you've been together for this long, say like us, we've been together for 12 years and you have no trust, something's really, really wrong in that relationship.
How do we even get to 12 years?
Yeah, exactly.
That's wild.
It's like, okay, so whenever I look at Aaron's phone, like right now he got a text message and I'm like, oh, I'll probably look at it later. See
you will not look at it later.
But like I'm not thinking here like in my head, you know, because I feel like I know that these girls are out there that are like constantly on edge. Like, what is he doing on his phone? Like, you know what I mean? But I've never been that way. Like I've never, and it's because of what we built. It took us a while to get here. Maybe I feel like the first couple of years we weren't like this.
We're very immature relationship.
Yeah, we weren't very trusting of each other, but we've come a long way, and you will not get here until you will not get to this point if you don't have trust.
You just won't. You won't.
I don't think you will.
Get to this point. You won't.
You won't get to this point if you have...
No, I meant like... Yeah, I was joking.
If you don't have trust, and if you did get here, I can guarantee you it's probably a very toxic relationship, and it's probably very fucking stressful either on both of you because y'all don't trust each other, or on one of them because they're always constantly thinking like, what are they going to do next? What are they doing to me right now? Behind my back? What don't I know? You know what I mean? Like, and that's not a fun thing. How do you live like that?
Mm-hmm.
It's just maybe they're into we're talking about. earlier, remember? We were talking about someone else's relationship that we know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard.
You can't constantly live like that. It's just not a way of living. You might as well just vacations keep you together as well. I like to say we're privileged, but then I don't like to say that because we worked hard to get where we are. So we're privileged in the way that we do get to vacation. We vacation at least once a year, like minimal once a year, and it'll be like a very like nice vacation if we do say so ourselves, right? But I know that there's some people that maybe weren't able to get to where we are for whatever
part.
Yeah, for whatever reason. So vacation may be a little harder, but there are like smaller things that you can do for vacation, right? Like you don't have to go all out or just see like a new place nearby. Like there's so many, for example, in San Antonio, we have like a bunch of small towns near San Antonio. Like there's Fredericksburg, there's New Braunfels, there's like going tubing, like doing things that are maybe not as expensive, but doing it just only with your partner. So if you have children, maybe if they're older, I feel like it'll be harder if they're younger because I would not want to leave my young kid behind. But if they're older, like vacation together, I think it's just like a thing where it like takes you out of that rut, like of that, oh, we work every day, we come home to each other, yeah, we like hang out and shit, but like it takes you out of that normal shit.
It's like a field trip.
You could do it once a year and say maybe it's not doable or you don't think it's doable. We'll make a little vacation, a vacation jar. Like if that's very important to you, do a little, what is it called? A little piggy bank. Con unos en dinero. Like if you're planning, like if you really want to go on this one vacation, just save for it, both of you. And I think it'll be like a nice little getaway for the both of you, just to reignite that flame.
It's like a extended date.
Yeah, it's like a refresh, no? I mean, if you fuck with each other, maybe if you're like not fucking with each other anymore, you're like, the vacation doesn't sound fun.
But then even also just like taking a vacation from your regular scheduled programs, you know? Like, yeah. Like you said, you work every day, you do this, and then you vacation. It's like something that's out of the norm and fun.
Yeah. Even if there's also staycations. Like say you can't go anywhere because you didn't save or you just don't have the money. Well, both of y'all should get on the same line and be like, okay, let's take these 3 days off together and plan for it and then do things around town.
Plan like activities, yeah.
Like there's things to do around your town. We live in San Antonio, so there's always like new little things, like how we went to the circus the other day, like plan things to do within that week. And there's always things going on that may not be that expensive. So I think that's a nice thing, just to do things that are not normal. It goes back to dates, but maybe like a longer date, right? Like not your typical few hour dates. Do small things that they like sometimes babe will get me flowers out of nowhere. Sometimes I'll get myself flowers and he'll be like, look what I got you.
Can't get her flowers.
He'll do something nice, like what he said, wash the dishes for me when he had like a day off, which I don't expect each time.
Yeah, it depends. Like if I have the day off, usually I'll have the day off because I have shit to do, like errands or something. And obviously the day off wasn't for fun, so I'll do the dishes. But there have been times where I took the day off to just go play poker. So just go and play poker.
But do small things that your partner likes. Like if they like donuts, if they got like crumble cookies, every once a month or every couple of months, surprise them and be like, look, I got you some crumble cookies. Like just keep that, because obviously Valentine's is like this huge corporate fucking thing, right? Like it's for
piece
that
of
reason.
Shit.
But
I like flowers after. Who cares?
I like to get flowers on Valentine's
after.
But what I'm trying to say is that you don't have to do something nice for your partner only on those holidays. You can do things outside of those holidays as well.
Yeah, like shit that they wouldn't expect, I guess.
Do new things together, which I've already talked about on dates. New things that neither of y'all have done. Like a couple of years ago, babe took me on Valentine's Day, or not Valentine's Day, it was like the week or whatever, but it was our Valentine's date. He took us to throw axes.
Oh yeah, we threw axes.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Now I feel like now that I'm like starting to be like more secure in who I am and whatever, I'm like more open to a lot of things. Back then when he took me there, I was a little nervous because I'm like, oh my god, there's gonna be people there. I don't know how to throw this thing. I was all in my head. Do new things like that because he had never done it either. So it was like we were both there learning together, and that's kind of nice. That's a nice thing. Say like when we go to painting with a twist, both of us were just like following along, and sometimes we're like, oh, we fucked that shit up. But it's like a nice thing. Painting with a twist, guys, I definitely recommend that. That shit's fun. Read a book together.
Oh yeah,
which we need to finish our book.
We've been reading it for a little while.
Yeah, we haven't finished our book. This is the first book we ever read together, and it is like a sexual book. But you obviously don't have to read a sexual book. You can read whatever you want.
I didn't mean to pick a sexual book.
You can read whatever you want, but together. And I don't mean like you don't have to read it out loud to each other and whatever. We just go to bed, we turn off all the lights, and we have little like reading, like a little lamp, right? Reading lights. And we'll like be reading next to each other, and we're like, okay, we're gonna read one chapter, and we'll read one chapter, and then we'll talk about it for like 5 seconds, 10 seconds, and we're like, okay, let's go to bed. But we both read that same thing, and we're like, or we'll talk about it longer. We're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it won't be 5 seconds. Yeah, we'll talk about it. I'll be like,
yeah, and I'll be reading, and I'm like, what the? And I already finished reading, and he still has like 20 minutes to read.
I'm a slow reader.
Yeah. And reading is just one of those things where I know not everyone likes to read it. So if you want to listen to an audiobook together, that's also kind of cool, no?
That's fine.
Like listening to a podcast together. You can put it out loud in your room and just like listen to it for a few minutes and then go to bed. It's just different than your normal like watching TV, because me and him, we love watching TV together. Like we like having a show to watch together because we're like both in it. But I think like reading or like listening to something is like different than watching something, because sometimes you're so invested in the show or the movie that you don't pay attention to your partner. You're like, they could be there, they could not be there. You know what I mean? Like it's the same thing for some people. And so when you're doing the other thing, which is reading or listening to a podcast together, like I feel like you're both physically like there. It's like a different way of, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like your brain's at work. Yeah, versus watching a movie or something, then it's not really working.
Yeah, and I think the last thing I would say is talk. Obviously, we don't have that problem of like not talking.
We be talking too much,
yeah,
bro.
We talk too much, I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Stop fucking talking for the rest of the day. But you look fine though.
I think communication is a big thing. And obviously, whenever you do all the things that we've said, like go on dates, obviously you're going to be talking. But don't be those people that go on the dates and like don't talk to each other. We've seen those people. I've seen, because I'll be people watching and I'm like, bruh, they haven't even talked. They're just eating. They don't communicate.
Talk about anything. Look at the floor and be like, the fuck is that on the floor?
Yeah, like he's always like, look at that fucking tree, and I'm like, bro, I've seen that tree 1,000 times. Shut up.
The tree's fucking nice.
Shut the fuck up. He's like, look at that tree.
I want one of those
white
trees.
Flowers on it. And it's like a thing. Like I know it's coming. Like I'm like, he's gonna say that, but it makes me laugh because I know it's coming. I think it's like creating more than a relationship with them, because it's like this is supposed to be your partner for life. And so if you want them to be your partner for life, if you're watching this because that's who you're with, you want to be able to, like, that should be your best friend. Like, that should be the person that you want to spend your time with. That should be the person that you go to whenever you feel very sad or you're this, like, that's your person that you depend on. And so if you want to build that type of relationship, we're just giving you these tips because this is what I guess most of the things we've done, right? I feel like most of the things we can attest to.
Right.
If you drink, get drunk together, that's fun. Too. Remember we had our drunk nights, that was fun.
Bruh. The day after? Oh.
Yeah, but I think it was fun when it was going on. We're obviously in a different era now, but in the moment,
I think I'm too old for Los Pedas.
Yeah, but
I don't mind like a drink or two.
Mm-hmm.
Pero I don't mind.
Yeah, but have a few drinks together, just like laugh, enjoy fucking life together, and that's pretty much it. That's all I've got for y'all. I'm sure there's more tips that I've got for y'all, but this is like what I could come up with in like a day.
Yes.
In a few minutes.
That was
actually.
pretty good. Yeah.
You always say that.
No, I do. I like that. It's crazy, like the effort and creativity you put into it, because it's hard. This shit is hard.
Yeah, sometimes the topics are like, ooh, what are we gonna talk about today? Because I'm like I told him before the podcast, I'm like, do you have something together? Like, you have a topic? And I obviously know that he doesn't.
I was like, no.
He never has a topic. So I try to keep y'all on y'all's toes. Oh, but let me just say this. Most of y'all probably are not here watching this anymore. But if you are still here, our podcast, we might not be putting as many podcasts together.
Not as many
Because we are starting our build.
We're starting stuff
on our house very soon. And like we got accepted to like clear the area, which means where the house goes, right? So that means that things are going on. So that means that he's going to be very busy. Just like getting shit together, contacting people and stuff. And I'm not going to be like, you have to film after he's
Or
like,
I'm going to be on my John Deere with a little straw in my mouth.
And so our podcast, the amount of podcasts that we put up might be less. It might be once a month, twice a month. It might be the same, just depending on how we're doing.
Depends on, how busy we get.
But we just want you to know in case things start going. And we'll tell y'all every
please don't be devastated. Please don't cry.
Yeah.
If you do cry, record it and put it on TikTok. Tag us. That'd be funny.
But yeah, we will see you on the next one because we got to go.
Oh, we do have to go.
Subscribe, comment, like.
That's a wrap. GG.
Bye.
Thank
Sayonara,
you. Thank you for being with us. Bye-bye.
Fuck you, I don't fucking like you. This was all fake for the fucking podcast. You're supposed to talk shit to me.